Welcome and good morning, everyone, to the dedication, the grand opening of the Gladstone Library at Clackamas County. I'm Gary Schmidt, the County Administrator at Clackamas County. I'm honored to be your host today. We have a few remarks by some dignitaries who'd like to speak, and then we'll open the doors for you to enjoy this amazing new library. Now, this Gladstone Library has only been in the works for about 25 years. But finally, thank you, finally, we're here today thanks to an amazing partnership between the City of Gladstone, Clackamas County, the State of Oregon, and the United States government, who funded American Rescue Plan Act funds, which really were the last piece of funding to help make this project a reality. So all of those partners together made this happen. Yes, please. Now, this project is just halfway. You may recall this is a one library, two building model. This is the first building, the Gladstone Library. The second building will be the Oak Lodge Library that is under construction and will be open less than a year from now. So stay tuned for that grand opening to come. Now, there are so many people to thank, but I want to really focus on the elected officials, current and former, that made this project a reality. Of course, State Senator Mark Meek, who helped the funding for this project. He'll speak shortly. Thank you, Senator Meek. State Representative Anissa Hartman and former Gladstone City Councilor. I don't think she's here today, but thank you, Representative Hartman, for your amazing work. Yes. The Gladstone Mayor, Michael Milch, and the current Gladstone City Councilors, please raise your hand so we can recognize you. Greg Alexander, Sierra Cook, Mindy Garlington, Luke Roberts, they're here today. Gabrielle Blaug and Vanessa Huckabee were not able to be here, but thank you for your leadership. Former Gladstone councilors and mayors, Mayor Tammy Stemple and Mayor Wade Byers are here. Thank you for your leadership. Former councilors Veronica Reichel and Matt Tracy, thank you for your leadership. They're here today. City Administrator Jackie Betts was here from the start. Thank you, Jackie, for your incredible contributions. At Clackamas County, the Board of County Commissioners who are here today, Chair Tootie Smith, thank you, Chair Smith, right here. Commissioner Paul Savas, thank you, Commissioner. Commissioners Martha Schrader and Ben West could not be here today. Commissioner Mark Shull, I think, is on his way. I have not seen him yet, but thank them for their leadership. Our county clerk, Catherine McMullen, thank you for being here today. Don Krupp, the prior county administrator who helped start this project, he's here today. Don, thank you for your leadership. Our incredible staff at Clackamas County, our library manager for Gladstone and the Oak Lodge Library, Mitzi Olson. Thank you, Mitzi. And all the librarians and our staff at both libraries, our project manager on this project and the Oak Lodge Library project, Jason Varga. He's here, Jason. Thank you. And our staff leadership, Dan Johnson, the Director of Transportation and Development, and Sarah Ekman, the Assistant Director of Transportation and Development. They are here. Thank you for your leadership. All right, it's always dangerous when you introduce people and you miss someone. Are there any current elected officials who I unfortunately missed? Please raise your hand or shout out so we may recognize you. No one? All right. I'm sorry if I did. Thank you. All right, let's get to the speeches. Senator Mark Meek helped secure $500,000 of state ARPA money for this project. This would not have happened without his leadership. Please welcome State Senator Mark Meek.
Good morning, and thank you all. It's great to look across just the scene here of everybody that's been trying to work on getting this brand new library built for years and years. I remember going to many public meetings, and at one point, we weren't going to have a library here in Gladstone. And that was very frustrating here. So I look across of all the leadership and all the community advocates and leaders that made sure that this became a reality. So I am so proud to be standing here today to thank all of our stakeholders, our communities, our families that realize this is a very important connecting cornerstone, talk about corner right here, cornerstone for our families to both have access to education, access to social media, and all the different models and community for sure, that we can have our community meetings right here, walking distance, in a beautiful setting. So I'm just proud. I can't wait to get inside. I want to make a couple of just thank yous to a lot. Well, my notes are really poorly brought up, but I want to make this short and sweet. I'm very proud to make sure that this became a reality. I want to thank our commissioners, our state representatives and senators that also helped us get here, our city council members, and more importantly, you to make sure that this became a reality. So thank you so much and welcome.
Thank you, Senator Meek. Please welcome now the Mayor of Gladstone, Michael Milch, to recognize the city and all of their amazing accomplishments and contributions. Mayor Milch.
Thank you, Gary. Good morning. Good morning. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Librarian and author Oleg Kagan has an astute observation about Mr. Rogers and public libraries. He says, no one would argue that among two of America's most beloved institutions are the late Fred Rogers, 1928 to 2003, and libraries, 1849 to infinity. The reasons the two are such icons in American culture are not at all different. Kindness, curiosity, acceptance, learning, and understanding are all elements found both in Mr. Rogers' neighborhood and the best libraries. Not to mention that both places have someone who gives young people the attention and respect that they deserve. This last observation was never clearer than over the last 3 days during the soft opening of the new Gladstone Library, as children and their parents and caregivers made their way to the library after school and found a warm and welcoming place, staffed by warm and welcoming librarians. I know, because my two young grandsons insisted on coming here 3 days in a row, and they are here again today. Hi, Alex. Hi, Ben, wherever you are. When a local resident posted a notice about this celebratory grand opening on social media last week, he got responses from longtime, current, and former residents who shared their recollections of two former Gladstone libraries. One, a crowded room at City Hall on this site, staffed by Mrs. Sweet, and the second one across the street, built 60 years ago, and first staffed by Mrs. McKinney. Decades had passed, but they still remembered the space and the names of the librarians who made it special. At the groundbreaking for this project last year, I told a story about members of my family moving to Gladstone in 2009, around the time that the city was seeking a consensus on the best way for our city to become part of a county-wide network of library services. Things got a little contentious on matters of where and who and how, but a collaborative effort between the city and the county put us on the path to the destination we reached today. 6 years ago, when a library task force was appointed to help plan and design the first of two new libraries to serve the Gladstone, Jennings Lodge, and Oak Grove communities, the first action they took was to develop a statement of community values that would shape their planning, including accessibility, natural light, outdoor spaces, and community identity. You'll hear from their leaders in just a minute, but I think you will agree that they succeeded in their task and that the new Gladstone Library is a space that will enhance our community life for decades to come. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Thank you, Mayor Milch. This library is over 6,200 square feet and was helped develop with an amazing community group of volunteers who advised the county and the city on this project, led by the Gladstone Community Library Task Force. If you're a member or were a member of that task force, will you raise your hand and please give a round of applause to those community members. The chair of that task force is here, and she'll say a few words on behalf of the task force. Please welcome Lorraine McClintock.
Welcome, Gladstone. People tell me they've wanted this building to be completed for 10, 15, 20, and now I'm even hearing 25 years. I just want to thank the many people and organizations that have made this happen, the citizens of Gladstone and Oak Lodge, our library staff, the Library Foundation, our Congresswoman, the Gladstone City Council, the Board of County Commissioners, the design team. We can't forget Jason Varga and the incredible construction team and the many others that are behind the scenes that I can't even remember. In addition, I want to thank those volunteers on the Gladstone Library Task Force. It has been years, over 4.5 years that they have met together. They gladly showed up for meetings. They participated in community open houses. They filled out surveys. They took field trips to see different libraries. They testified at the county commissioner meetings. They researched, they listened, they discussed, and they asked questions. Some even wrote letters of support to our Congresswoman to get the solar panels on our roof. When COVID happened, guess what? We learned how to Zoom. And since life goes on, people continued to come to these meetings even if their arm was in a sling or they were in crutches. It is very impressive that during this time, only one member dropped out of our task force. But guess what? You're not finished. Well, we still have an art committee that has some work to do, and if any of you have small artifacts, we're going to be building a time capsule that will be put into the community garden. We also want to continue to support the Oak Lodge Library Task Force as they work on our sister building at the Concord property. Together, yes, there we are. Together we will complete the vision of two buildings and one library system. Enjoy this beautiful space, Gladstone. You have definitely earned it. Congratulations.
Thank you, Lorraine. Clackamas County Commissioner Mark Shull has joined us. Welcome, Commissioner Shull. Please, a round of applause. You're welcome to come up, Shull, Commissioner, if you'd like. Next, we're going to hear from our county commissioners. You'll hear Clackamas County was happy to be a partner in this project, and this would not have happened without Clackamas County either. So thank you to our Board of County Commissioners. And first, Commissioner Paul Savas, who's been deeply involved in the library system way back when the library district was formed 16 years ago, and ever since. Please welcome Commissioner Paul Savas.
Take a deep breath. If I get a little choked up, I apologize. Thank you, Gary. It is so gratifying to be here today for this opening of this wonderful library. As Gary mentioned, this is a major step towards realizing the one library, two branch model for the Gladstone and Oak Lodge communities. Boundaries aren't bright lines. People live, work, and play across library service areas, city lines, and even county lines. This is about community, particularly the needs of the community of Gladstone. Once upon a time, there was a dispute between Clackamas County and the city of Gladstone due to inequities in the library district agreement. As a result of good faith efforts between the county and the city, that dispute was resolved. To that note, special thanks to the negotiating team with the help of the former county administrator, Don Krupp, who is here today, former Gladstone Mayor Tammy Stemple, who is also here today, and Gladstone City Manager Jackie Betts. We together resolved the matter with honest and cooperative dialogue. This is an example of working in good faith. Thank you. In recognition, of course, to the Gladstone Library Task Force, thank you all for your diligence and your hard work to help design this long-awaited community asset. You all did it. Congratulations. I also want to thank Senator Mark Meek for his contribution of $500,000 of state ARPA money to the Gladstone Library. I would like to acknowledge all the library advocates who met regularly on Friday mornings for well over 2 years, as they too worked on solutions to some of the inequities in the library district agreement. Though their focus initially was on the Oak Grove and Jennings Lodge area, they recognize that Gladstone must be part of the solution, that boundaries do not matter to those in need of library services. I want to thank my colleagues on the County Commission, our County Administrator Gary Schmidt, and all the great staff, past and present, who have helped on this project. Libraries and librarians are more important than ever in the complex world we live in today. Libraries are vital community links, a place to gather and learn. They provide space for community activities, meetings and classes, connections for people from all walks of life to exchange ideas. Libraries offer essential civic services, helping people become informed, active, and productive citizens. Librarians provide access to books, of course, but also to a wide variety of technological resources, helping bridge the technological divide for many in the community. And librarians are the dedicated public servants who ensure these services are available to everyone. All these people I just mentioned were part of a team that brought this project to the finish line. A heartfelt thank you. The process, I'll say that again, the process that led us here is a testament to the power of partnerships and the power of communities coming together. The dedicated people who served on the Gladstone Library Task Force and others in the community have been through some challenging times with us, but persevered with a clear vision for building this asset. From task force meetings, open houses, surveys, city council meetings, it has truly taken a village to get this exciting project done. I look forward to seeing you all inside the library. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Savas. Next, Chair Smith will give a few remarks, and under her leadership, the Board of County Commissioners approved the final piece of funding needed for this project using the county's portion of the American Rescue Plan Act funds. Without that action, we would not be here today. Please welcome Clackamas County Chair Tootie Smith.
Thank you very much, and what a wonderful day this is. Clackamas County is dedicated to providing outstanding services for its residents through its libraries. You may not know this, but I was a librarian at an elementary school for many years. And when I toured it earlier today and walking through the children's section of the book, it was like, oh my gosh, all of those memories of these wonderful authors came rushing into my mind, remembering the day teaching children what libraries meant and how to categorize your books. And that's a valuable education for our children that they will use their entire lives. This county and community knows the importance, and that's why we're here today. As Commissioner Savas noted, we are grateful for all the monies that came in for the various sources that were mentioned here today. And also I want to acknowledge that $300,000 came from the Gladstone Library Fund. Thank you. As we know, we can have dreams and aspirations for years and years, but the reality is we need money to make those dreams and aspirations come true. I'd like to go over that for a moment. This library, Clackamas County, set aside $10.2 million. $6.9 million in county ARPA funds that was given to us, and we decided to use it for sticks and bricks, most of our ARPA dollars, and you're a beneficiary of that. More than $2.3 million of our very sacred and precious general fund, and another $188,000 from county sustainability funds. And you see this wonderful investment today. It was important for me to be able to fund this library without raising taxes to our county residents, and that is very important, and thank you. This new 6,200 square foot library has a lot to offer the community. A community room and study spaces, special areas for children and teens, an external book drop, public computers, workspace for the Library Foundation, and the Seed Library, which I, particularly being a farmer, am very excited about, and so much more. I would like to express my appreciation to our partners that have been mentioned before, Mayor Milch from Gladstone and the task force and everybody who has been mentioned before, a truly wonderful partnership. I know the Gladstone Library will be an important resource for anyone looking for learning opportunities, ways to access technology and entertainment and get involved in their community. I couldn't be more excited to celebrate this occasion with you, and thank you and welcome to the new Gladstone Library.
Thank you, Chair Smith. Thank you to all our speakers. I know some of you want to get in this building. The library's already open, but we haven't opened it yet. So now, the last act before we open for good, for permanent, is the ribbon cutting. I'd like to ask, that's right, all of the current and former Gladstone City Councilors and County Commissioners, please come forward now, current or former Gladstone City Councilors, Clackamas County Commissioners, Laureen as the task force chair, and Jackie Betts, please come up too. We're going to do the ceremonial ribbon cutting, so everyone please come forward. The videos are ready. All right, so Mayor Milch, Chair Smith, are you ready? On 3, we're going to cut. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Yay!